Hey, what's up? This is Walter from SQL Training Wheels, here to give you a quick tip on how SQL, and even if you don't know what the heck that is, but SQL is closer than you think. So we'll start it from the reverse. Usually people try to, do some sort of technical explanation about, well, SQL is this and that. Let's just start from the reverse and look at something that we all know, our iPhones, our phones, our smartphones, and I'll show you in a quick session here how SQL is right under your nose, right in your face. Okay, so I'm gonna switch off right now and go to a screen sharing session where I will show you what's going on with my phone. So right now I have my phone up. I think anyone who has a smartphone, maybe not like exactly like this, which is the iPhone, but you have the same functionality going on here. Everyone knows to do this. In my case, I'm actually gonna look for someone in my contacts. So I have somebody in mind. It's a good friend, a homeboy who actually taught me a lot. It's a mentor. And I'm going to just switch off here because I want everyone to focus on not me, but just the phone and this whole thing about how we're going to find certain things and use SQL to do so. So my homeboy, like I said, I know his name starts with B. So right here, you see when I type in B, everything that you see on the screen now has a B in it, either in the name, first name, last name, maybe the email address. Everybody starts with B. Someone has their a B somewhere in their name. So I know the other letter in his name is A, and I get all the BAs. By now, I think you're catching on and already probably explaining something that is like people like, duh, okay, what's the point of this? So anyway, as I keep typing BARA, oh, guess what? Hey, it's my homeboy, it's B. So yeah, I have his information here. I'm gonna give him a call later and just rap about some things and just talk about some knowledge. But what I'd like to do before that is show you how we could replicate what we just saw, which is our list of names. Let's go over that really quick. BAR. Every time I type, this list gets shorter and shorter. And as soon as I go in close enough to the name, pretty sure enough, I could see that one choice from a list of many. Okay, so now let me switch off right here and I'm going to share my screen on the computer because what I've done here is replicate what we just saw on the iPhone, and I put that into a little application that we learn here at SQL Training Wheels called SQL Server. So really quick, let me talk about that. SQL Server is just, it's like how I use the analogy, it's like shoes, right? I love a lot of sneakers, I love Nikes, I love Adidas, I love Reeboks, and a lot others, but they all serve the same purpose, right? They protect our feet. So Microsoft SQL Server, which is the application that we're gonna do the same thing that we just saw on our iPhone, is just one of those choices that's out there. We're using this choice right now because we use it in our course as well because we want you really aligned with the real life path. So we want to give you in your hands right now the same software you're going to see out there in the real world. That being said, let's jump to this thing. Let's replicate what we saw, right? So I have my screen being shared here, and I have a little weird thing up here. So really quick, this whole environment here, like I mentioned, is SQL Server. I'll get my little highlighter up. And so this whole area here, boom, 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 it's just the application, it's the software, right? It's just a software that I, started up, went to start programs, and I started this up. And inside here is what you call your canvas, or this is where you compose your SQL statements. So just a little backdrop, what I've done, I exported my iPhone contacts and I imported it into a sample database that I use here. And you see it right here in this little area called the Object Explorer. There is a sample database, and inside databases, data, just like the contacts of my iPhone, is stored in what you call tables. You see this little folder is called labeled tables, and I have a bunch of tables in here, but the one to focus on is this one called my iPhone contacts. That's the table that I've imported everything into. To the right here in my little canvas, this is where you compose SQL statements, just like this. So this is what you call a SQL statement, SQL statement. It has a few keywords that you see highlighted in blue. But what happens when I run this? So when I hit execute, you'll see right here some of the names, and I want to like respect my contact's privacy. I'm going to just move that around a little bit here, the email address. And what I want to show you right here, let me just pull this down, is these are the results. This section of the SQL statement has a bunch of B's in it. And for now, all you need to know is that's what I'm after. I'm after everyone who is in the first name, has a B in it, last name, and email address. This is exactly what's happening when I typed in the first letter, which was a B in my iPhone. And I get all the results. Every one of these people here has a B somewhere in their name. And as I typed, and I typed BA, put that in lowercase. So I put BA, what happens? Look, I have 25 rows or 25 lines going down here. When I hit execute again, because I added an A, what happens? That 25 goes to what? Down to only 6 rows. Look, I just have 6 rows now because I have everyone in here, either their first name, their last name, or their email address has a BA in it. BA babysitter, BA Barclay, babysitter, and so on, okay? But I know who I'm after, right? I'm after, you know, my homeboy Prez. So BAR, what happens? 6 went down to 2. Just like that shrinking list in your iPhone, this is what's happening. My list of results is going closer and closer to what I'm looking for. And I put in an A because I know that's the next letter in his name. And what happens? I'm down to that one line. So in a nutshell, this is what's happening behind the scenes in your iPhone. When you simply typing in BAR in my case, or your friend Sally, or your friend Jack, or your friend, or whoever, this is the nuts and bolts behind the picture. This, what you see here, this simple statement here, this is what you will be in command of. This is what our mission is as educators in the field of databases and data analysis. We want to equip you with all of the skills and knowledge and the confidence to hit the ground running, to say, hey, you know what? I am a data analyst. I have the skill of SQL and I can command it well, and I'm very confident in this. So please allow us the honor to be part of this journey toward your success, to command a very lucrative career with a skill that's very much in demand, and the ability to command a very decent salary just to starting out the gate. So SQLtrainings.com, we'll have much more snippets like this. Thank you for tuning in.